Hey guys, what's up? Alan here from C'est La Vie 3. It's just C'est La Vie 1 right now. Today I'm here to talk to you about our very first project, and that is the installation of 2014 Toyota Sienna seats. So let me give you a couple reasons why we chose these seats. Well, the first one, safety. They have an integrated seatbelt. This integrated seatbelt allows you to not worry about it fastening the seatbelt somewhere else in the van. In addition, it came with anchor mounts for your car seats for the kiddos. The safety was the big reason we went the extra mile and spent the extra dollar to get these seats. That brings in the next question. How much did you spend? And I know a lot of people out there have asked that question for us already. Altogether, roughly $1,250. That includes all the parts, materials, shipping, and the seats themselves. It was pricey. You can find something like a bench or something else way cheaper. I went with this because of the safety and because of modularity. How they can go forward, backwards, and lift, they can lift out all together. The seat footrest comes up, it leans back. It's a fantastic seat. But the best part about it is this ability to slide forward and backwards. And it can tilt forward at the same time, or it can be removed completely from the van, giving you the opportunity to be modular with your setup. Hey buddy.
Hi Dad.
So that was one of the big questions. Where'd my note go? The next question we get asked a lot on these seats is, how much time did we spend on these seats? A lot of time. We spent close to 8 to 10 hours. Depending on if you want to calculate in the research we did on the internet, the driving back and forth to stores, and all that. So at the worst case, about 10 hours. It's ridiculous how much time I spent. It took me almost 2 hours just to drill the first hole once I had everything figured out where it was going to go. And that was a lot of hesitation on my part. I was measuring and remeasuring, and then measuring the remeasure again and again from different angles. It was stressful. Next question a lot of people ask me, what tools do you need and supply? Supply was really simple. You need the chairs and the rail system, but as far as anything else, you just need the bolts, the nuts, some flat stock metal to do reinforcing, or angle metal depending on what your setup is going to be. And that's it. The tools are just as simple. You need a drill, set of drill bits, and then a hand wrench or a ratchet set, so that way you can tighten everything up. Yeah, that's about it. The only thing we used that was kind of disposable was like Loctite for the bolts, and Rust-Oleum, which we would use to touch up the holes after we cut them so you wouldn't have a rust issue. Yeah, that's kind of it for the tools and supplies. Now, I've also been asked, what are lessons learned that we took away from this install? So far, I think it's the way to go. However, given the amount of time and the cost associated with that time for installing these seats, we could have just gotten a simple base plate, installed it, and been done in probably an hour or two. But the track system, I think, really made it worthwhile. And going through all that headache, I would do it again. So the biggest thing I would take away from this right now is lessons learned: height. If you put a kiddo in the seat, they're not going to get a good view out this window going down the road. Now, B's still in a car seat, so it bumps him up about another 4 to 6 inches, depending on how straight up it's sitting at the time. So he can get a little view out the windows, but not much. An adult, you're fine. You can see out the window, probably from like, you're sitting right about here up. So you got a pretty good vista. But that's really my biggest downplay right now for the seats and what I've learned most. I would have preferred to build a rack up, so that way it would have given you a better view, but it would have been a mess. You would have been banging your feet all around the tracks and doing all this craziness to walk around them. It was more beneficial to us to keep them recessed in the floor and make it so we can just take everything out of the way and have a clean space if we needed to work with it. Okay, the next piece. One of the new categories we're going to install, or to start talking about here, is Campervan worthy. In other words, given the time and the cost and the need on a campervan, was it worth it? So like on a scale of 0, with something that you would install that would have absolutely no need whatsoever, which I can't think of anything you install on the campervan, I don't know, all the way to 10, which is something you have to have, like an engine or a transmission to make a campervan work. I would rate this somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 6, 6.5. This is something you can get away with just a simple seat and be done in an afternoon. But given the amount of work and effort it took, it was tough to give it anything bigger than a 6.5. In the end, I think it's going to be a huge help to keep our van open and the space free, so we can do what we need to do, and also ultimately utilize this mostly as a day-to-day transport for Heather. So something to keep in mind. All right, that's me rambling. I'm going to go ahead and start showing you guys some videos of the install.